Derrell Peel, our livestock marketing specialist, is here now. And Derrell, beef exports have been going strong this year. What does the March trade data show you?
Beef exports were strong again in March, up over 25%, and that means for the whole first quarter of the year we were up about 22%. So we continued very strong. All of our major markets were up, the top 5 markets with the exception of Hong Kong, which is down a little bit year over year.
Can you give us an idea of how important the exports are, or how that works in terms of total demand?
Exports allow us to sell those products into other markets that don't have as good a demand here, which frees up demand in the U.S. So it actually stimulates domestic demand when we export those lower valued products.
Well, let's talk about imports now. How does that play in?
You know, imports were down slightly in March, not down as much as they had been for the so far this year. For the first quarter of the year, we're down about 12%. And again, most of the major sources were down. Australia, New Zealand, and Canada were down. Mexico was up, as was Brazil and Nicaragua, which are smaller markets for U.S. beef imports.
I've heard people say, why do we import beef into the United States? I'm sure you get this question. Don't we have enough beef here already?
Well, it's more than just a question of total pounds, and I think that's what people overlook. Again, beef is a lot of different products. And in particular, because of the unique role of the ground beef market, the hamburger market in the U.S. is so strong, we don't produce enough of those lean trimmings that we need to make ground beef out of. And so without the imports, we would actually have less value for that part of our animals in the U.S. So imports actually add value to U.S. cattle.
We also get cattle from Mexico and Canada. Where are we in terms of trade?
Well, again, for the year for the month of March, cattle imports were down, both from Mexico and Canada. For the year to date, we're still up about a little bit less than 6% for the year. Canada's cattle exports to the U.S. have been down not only last year, but so far this year. Mexico was up pretty sharply in January and February. That's a continuation from last fall. November and December were up year over year. But in March, they were about the same as a year ago, and there are indications in the preliminary April data that the Mexican imports will be dropping off a little bit. So probably we'll see that tail off a little bit as we go forward this year.
Okay, we'll stay tuned. Thanks a lot, Derrell.